It's dawn in Taji, and the dolphin hunters are preparing to head out to sea. It's a ritual they follow most mornings between September and March. But these fishermen who do the catching don't much like themselves being caught on camera.
You're going out for the dolphins today? Are you with the dolphins today? Oh, he's the police. He's the policeman.
And they have plenty of backup. A waiting cavalcade of cops who seemed to know we were coming.
We're not welcome?
It's an extraordinary show of force for a fishing village that believes it has nothing to hide.
Absolutely. I've never seen so many policemen. I guess that tells you the mood here.
Well, there's no other fishing industry which requires such police protection. As you can see, we've been surrounded by police.
Taji is full of contradictions. In the summer, families come to the cove and swim and play with the dolphins. Yet, in the cooler months, when the dolphin hunt is on, just around that corner, this place becomes a slaughterhouse. It's truly hard to comprehend.
It is a dolphin town with this awful secret, becoming less secret, but this awful secret that every morning the wonderful creatures that they celebrate are slaughtered.
The big ship out there with so many people on board, they've obviously got a specific task, huh?
And this is where it all begins. The southeast coast of Japan, with its deep waters and cool currents, is a marine highway for migrating mammals. For the Taji fishermen, it's the perfect hunting ground.
So they fan out across the horizon and they can stay out there for hours.
If they catch some dolphins, they form a formation which is like a semicircle like this, and then it's quite clear that then they start heading at high speed.
Sorry for disturbing you.
But as the dolphins are being hunted, it seems so too are we.
I use this license, around the world.
All morning, police have followed and filmed our every move and have now surrounded us, demanding to see passports and driver's licenses, and preferably back at the station.
So you want me to leave the car here?
It seems to be a delaying tactic, because as we're questioned, out at sea, the fishermen have spotted a pod and begin employing an unsettling manoeuvre.
They flee. They try and run away from this wall, but the boats close in on them and chase them into this narrow, shallow cove.
So determined are authorities to prevent us seeing what goes on in the cove, they even try to ground our drone. From the air, we see 13 dolphins, a relatively small catch, but the brutality will be no less extreme. And all will be done in secrecy, under drawn tarps.
Well, it's just coming up to 9 o'clock. They've been out for about 2.5 hours now. We've seen a pod of dolphins come in. They've been brought straight into what I guess we would call the killing cove. The tarps are being pulled across. That means that they're coming straight in to be slaughtered.
Do you believe dolphins feel pain?
Perhaps so, yeah.
Do you believe, then, it can suffer cruelty?
That's why we discussing shortening the time to death.
So they
so
do?
That
there is such a thing as cruelty?
Any killing of any animal involve cruelties, right? So we must instantaneously kill any, animals, including a dolphin. That's what we are doing.
Masayuki Komistu is the former senior official of Japan's fisheries agency. He issued the Taji fishermen their licenses and set their quotas. The hunt, he argues, is essential for food and income.
I think it's really important job opportunity for them. And as far as, sustainability allows.
Is it true that most Japanese don't eat dolphin?
I was forced to eat a dolphin meat many years ago, 20 years ago. I couldn't eat it. It's a too strong taste.
If I pulled out some dolphin meat for you now, you wouldn't like it.
I don't eat. I don't eat.
Well, of course, the Japanese argue that this is a cultural tradition that's been going on since the 14th century.
We would say that using high-speed boats and the latest electronics is not at all traditional. This is a multi-million-dollar business. It's a relatively small group of people lining their pockets. It's as simple as that.
And that's the point. What began centuries ago as a traditional hunt for food is now a hunt for fortunes. The Taji fishermen make millions selling dolphins to aquariums. This year they captured a rare and lucrative albino calf, estimated to be worth $500,000. From the hunt, the prettiest dolphins are saved and held in these pens in the Taji harbour. Buyers come here to inspect, select, and then have them delivered to aquariums around the world, like this one, where they learn to spin hoops, catch frisbees, and slide on their bellies. And when the show's over, this is home.
People are saying that's not tradition. The only thing that's not tradition is selling live dolphins to aquariums.
Australian Simon Wern is a surprise entrant in the dolphin hunt debate.
This is a glimpse of Taiji all those years ago.
1750, it's like...
He lives in Japan and is writing a PhD on Taji, and argues tourism based on the village's long whaling history could offer fishermen an alternative income.
You want to see if we can coax them out of their dolphin hunt by introducing tourism.
Liz, I really back off on see if we can coax them out, because I really think we'd come with a kind of superior Western attitude, and it's happened over time.
You're the one suggesting this. Are you coming with a superior Western attitude?
No, I'm hoping that respectfully they like what I'm saying.
But it's not just what Simon says, it's what he does that makes him a curious figure in Taji. Simon maintains he's no fan of the dolphin hunt, but it seems he's also no fan of Alistair and Sarah.
You know the local police officer, Zilveren. Did you alert him to Alistair and Sarah coming to Taji?
To them coming? No, he alerted me to the fact that they had come.
Did you pre-warn him that they were coming?
I told them there was a new group in Australia. I mean, do you think I'm working with the police? The police are actually, I think...
It looks that way.
Well, what? So what?
It just seems a very, very divisive and unnecessary thing for you to do. Or are you currying favour with the local police or the authorities there by doing that?
No, I make not a scrap of difference telling them what I've seen or what I've heard. I mean, they're not dangerous. Alistair and Sarah are not dangerous. You know, they're just people with feelings. But get over that, because if you don't, you'll just continually be miserable.
Right now, it's hard to see Taji or its 24 fishermen licensed to hunt the dolphins giving it away. The significant money they make from the dolphins keeps a whole village happy, including the local whaling museum.
So he was captured, I think, on January the 20th.
It's where we found this year's prized catch.
He's now trapped in a tiny, filthy pond. He swims up and down from one end of the pool to the other. Heaven knows what he's thinking. It is just a heartbreaking sight.
Oh, come here.
There is an albino dolphin calf that was collected in the hunt.
Yeah.
Do you know that that's now in a little aquarium in Taji?
Mm-hmm.
Is that appropriate?
Yeah, that would be fine. What's the problem?
That little calf was very much a focus of the hunt. Now it's in a tiny pond in an aquarium in Taji.
So what's wrong?
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
What started in the 14th century as a proud, sustainable tradition has now been replaced by big business. The Taji fishermen are not happy about the scrutiny, and they've fended off their opponents. But they're yet to face this very committed, very determined Australian father and his daughter.
This is not going to be easy, you know that, don't you?
It might be trite to say it, but nothing worthwhile is easy. This is such a gross breach of the rules of humanity that someone has to do something about it, and we are determined to bring this appalling cruelty to an end.